Welcome to Moba Dojo, where I teach you how to play a MOBA and get you started in the genre, arm you with the basic bare knowledge of the games, how to play, the terms used, how to play the roles, what the systems do. This way you don't turn into a toxic fuckboy who ends up throwing games because you're mad because you just got your ass handed to you by a veteran player and you don't know what to do, so you're throwing a tantrum and you're throwing the game, making the game worse for everybody else. We don't need any more of those. We got plenty. So today we're going to talk about target priority and how choosing the wrong target can really ruin a lot of team fights or any fight in general. Now, this priority is, there's always going to be a common sense, common logic kind of target priority main person, but it will change for you specifically based on the type of character you're playing. Like, for instance, if you're playing a ranged character, you're typically gonna want to focus so if you're a ranged character and you can do this safely, you always want to generally go for the support or the biggest damage dealer. Now, if you're not confident in being able to navigate the team fight without getting your ass handed to you or putting yourself out of position, you're going to want to generally go to the person closest to you. Third option is to always go for the lowest damage person. Now, for melee characters, you guys are always going to have typically the same target because you don't have to worry about being, out of position and being too close to the battle. Now, what this means is, as opposed to the ranged people who have to worry about their safety and whatnot, you are always most likely going to go after the support. If they don't have a support, or if their support sucks, you go for the main damage dealer, which is typically always the AD carry. If the AD carry sucks, then you go for the jungler or the mid. Like I said, it doesn't matter what lane they're from. If it looks like they're carrying the game in terms of like they have the most kills and they're doing the most damage, they're 10-0 and 20-5, you focus on them. That is your primary target. You do not focus on anybody else but them. Now, the reason why is because basically what's going to happen is if you don't focus the right person, you're going to end up probably either dying or wasting your damage. Because that person is going to be left unchecked and they're going to end up cleaning your whole team up. Now, in the instance that we just had, where I was getting ganked, my target is still Faye. It's still because she's the easiest to get down. I'm not going to try and take out a Rampage as a gadget, low-level gadget, when I'm in the middle of a game. Because baseline, he has more health than her. Yes, he is easier to target because he's the big boy, but at the same time, you're basically letting, I was letting Faye get all the hits in. So now, if you're a support character, your target, typically as a support character, you're probably going to be the one who's focusing the least on the enemy team. Now, if you're a support character, this doesn't change much, but it does change because as a support, your focus is to be throwing out supporting skills, saving people, and peeling if you have the ability to peel. A short brief explanation of what peeling is essentially trying to pull off an enemy hero off of your AD carry or anybody in general. So like let's say that So with gadget, my E, right, the gate, that roots someone immediately after I place it on someone. That for like a second, and then I put that on someone who's chasing a partner of mine. Then that's technically a form of peeling. Stunning someone and stuff like that. It's all form. If you're trying to do it to keep someone from being hit or killed, that's all form of peeling. It's mostly done by supports and people who can have a lot of crowd control. Now there's always going to be the downside of whoever you don't focus has the chance to clean up and does get free reign on attacking people like that instance. Nobody was focusing Rampage, so he was able to kill everybody in the fight. That's pretty much a gamble you're forced to take. Now, even if it looks like the enemy team's AD carry is doing poorly, which they are, that still isn't not a reason. Well, you don't want to ignore them too much because if you don't put enough, if you don't keep the pressure on them, that gives them a chance to come back. So yes, even if they're doing poor, you can ignore them for time to time, but you want to make sure that pressure is being kept on them so they stay in the red. Because a powerful AD carry can really turn the tide of a game. Combined with skill. And just because you're in the red doesn't mean you're a bad player. It just means you're having a bad game. So don't get discouraged. See, now in this situation, you want to go after Murray. But no one can seem to get her. There we go. Now, since Rampage is about to die, we go for Rampage. And by some miracle of science, I am still alive. And that is what proper target priority looks like. Because you notice in that fight, the main target changed like at least 2 to 3 times. But you always have to remember who you are and you have to remember who's doing the best on the team. In an ideal situation where the AD carry is doing work, you always go for the AD carry. If they're not doing work, then you go to the next person, which is typically the support. And then after support, you go for the mage if you have one, because good mages are really annoying. Like a good get in or howitzer or gadget, or something like that. Mages are very strong. A Fae.
Allied tower under attack. Unreal.
Sleep.
Now, since he decided to fuck around and find out, he became the target. I ran right into that. I think that about does it for target priority. I hope you learned something, and I hope it helped you in a game. And I will hope to see you in the channel or in the comment section. Peace.